Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shields, nuts, slicers, pheasants, spazzles, minions, meat sacks. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And today I want to get off on a touchy subject, and at least touchy for some people. And let me preface it by saying that I am a conservative independent, and my hands are relatively clean. I wrote in Ron Paul, I voted for Ralph Nader and Ross Perot, even though at this stage of the game I have mixed feelings about some of Ralph Nader's policies. But my main point being that I haven't been very supportive of the false left-right paradigm, the Republicans versus the Republicrats. Two cheeks on one ass, and they both stink. And so this whole two-party system has created this dynamic. This dynamic is used to divide the country, and therefore every once in a while everybody gets to throw the other bums out, and then they feel pretty good about things, and then the other bum gets thrown out, and they're pissed off, and then the other side gets to feel good about things for a while, and they get tricked into thinking that the policies of these two so-called two parties are different, and that they represent different philosophies. But essentially the philosophy of the Republicans and the Democrats is the same. And when you look at the very, very big issues, the things that are really important to them, they're always on the same page. And the social engineering issues and all that sort of stuff is just used to whip the base into a frenzy, and prove somehow that there is some differences between these two parties. So anyway, that's my premise, essentially, that I got no skin in the game. Republicans, Democrats, they're all the same. So when I start off a topic about, so what's wrong with Obama bashing? And so that's my lead-in. I've never been a supporter of Obama. I was skeptical of him right from the start because I remember him being set up as a junior senator and giving a speech at the convention. They were already talking about him being president, and when he became president, it was obvious that he had been groomed specifically, and that he was destined to win. And then the other thing that clued me in about Obama right away was before he was even elected, the people he appointed, just more Clinton retreads, more bootlickers, more elites, more insiders. So anyway, I want to preface with that. So what's wrong with Obama bashing? And I also, let me add this as well. I like to poke fun at Obama. I like to poke fun at all these politicians. It really doesn't matter. They're almost all full of shit, so they're all worthy of poking fun at. But I don't try to get too personal about it. And the reason why I make this distinction about being personal about it, because I recently saw a video where a grown man, and I have respect, he's a grown man and a veteran, but by the end of the video, he was literally crying and near hysterical, talking about what the madman in the White House has done to his country and how he wishes his kids would never live to see the day and the like. And I feel like that's a little melodramatic. One could reasonably want to react that way with almost every president we've seen in my lifetime. And I've been politically aware since the Nixon administration, and so for everyone who goes out there and says Obama's the worst president that's ever been, trust me, when Nixon was president, lots of people I knew said that he was the worst president they'd ever seen. And then Jimmy Carter became president, and a lot of people said he was the worst president they'd ever seen. And Ronald Reagan became president, and people said he was the worst president they'd ever seen. George Bush Sr. becomes president. People said he was the worst president they'd ever seen. Bill Clinton was called the worst president that we've ever had. George Bush was called the worst president we have ever had. And now we have Obama as the worst president we've ever had. I would put forth the idea that they're all the worst presidents we could have ever had. But let's get back to my main topic. So what are the problems I have with Obama bashing? Well, first of all, it gives the illusion that all we need to do is get a Republican, another statist bootlicker, status quo, into the White House or into Congress in order to fix things, and that is a lie. So that's one reason I object. And it's, the Democrats criticized the Republicans for thinking that Bush wasn't so bad, and then the Republicans turn around and criticize the Democrats for not thinking that Obama is so bad. And so it goes. And so, first of all, the idea that if John McCain or Mitt Romney or whoever on the Republican side had become president, things would have been any different right now, if not even worse, is an arguable point. And then the next point I want to bring up about what's so wrong about Obama bashing is that's why they hire these stooges. That's why Bush is up there. That's why Obama's up there. They are a figurehead. They are a puppet. They are up there to take these hits. They are up there to present the illusion that they're making the decisions so everybody can focus their disgust and hate on the figurehead, in this case Obama. And look at that. Imagine that. It's working like a charm. Everybody is making it personal and using every single racial slur and all this distractions about the birth certificate. And I don't want to take too much away from, sure, it seems to me the birth certificate is fake. But overall, in the big picture, nothing will ever happen. The energy dispensed on that sort of thing is not going to lead anywhere. So anyway, these people are hired to take these hits, and all their State of the Union addresses are near interchangeable. All their gestures and phrases and issues are all the same over and over and over again. You can look up all kinds of videos all over YouTube showing that all these figureheads, all these politicians use exactly the same material. It's all a game. So let's not personalize it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And as I've said before, I don't want to take away from the fact that Obama's become kind of annoying. He is smug. He is arrogant. He is has a lot of annoying characteristics. But when they get right down to it, don't they all? I don't, and I also don't want to take away from the fact that George Bush could actually be a pretty likable guy. Ronald Reagan could be a pretty likable guy. Bill Clinton could be a pretty likable guy. But I don't want to take anything away. I don't want to be fooled by their disarming manner and let them off the hook easier than I do when you look at somebody like Obama or you look at somebody like Nixon, who is a little easier to hate. So to take it to hate and to take out this venom and this anger and this racial hatred and this speculating about whether he's a narcissist and whether he's a power-hungry fool or whether he's completely incompetent, all of that is irrelevant. He's a tool. He's a puppet. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. And when he gets out of office, it won't make any difference because he's going to be richer than shit, just like Bill Clinton, just like all the rest. And he's going to cash in, and he's going to be a huge figurehead and a huge leader. And the people all over the world might be laughing at him now. He might have lost some credibility, but he's not going to go away. He's going to be a huge icon for the liberals for generations to come, just like Bill Clinton. And that's how it goes. And there's plenty of time to hate him then. But right now, he's just a puppet. He represents the state. And this is one of the problems that we have. If people understood this illusion a little bit more, we might not have a problem getting people like the Tea Party and the Occupy movement together because they're on the right page. They're against basically the same ideas and the same issues. And for that, I applaud. At least they're all against Washington, D.C. They're against the government. They're against the state. They're against having our civil liberties trampled on. And so I think it's worthy. The spirit is there, but I think the energy is misdirected. And unfortunately, Obama bashing only encourages some mythologies that are going to do more damage than good. And that's, like I say, a couple of big examples of the idea that somehow just getting a Republican in there is going to fix it, or the idea that somehow Obama is really the one in charge making these decisions. The policies are the same. Look at most of the policies between the Bush and Obama administration are nearly identical down the line. And to think that this radical difference that people perceive between Bush and Obama sometimes, just because of their party labels, is misguided. And this whole thing also maintains this us versus them. As long as there's Obama bashing, it still supports the false left-right paradigm, the false Republican versus Dempublican paradigm, and the us versus them, and keeps Americans at each other's throats instead of directing their energy and their dissatisfaction unified against the government. And then maybe we can change things. And I will also point out that a little more evidence about how this works is that one of the reasons why liberals think that Bush was the worst president ever is because, as their nemesis of their so-called party values, they paid attention to every single thing he did. So when you look at the string of all the Bush offenses, he still rates as one of the worst presidents in history. And the same thing with the Republicans now. Of course, now they weren't paying as much attention with Bush. They paid attention towards the end, and then the Obama administration started, and now the Republicans are paying attention. So they see every single detail. So for them, the evidence seems insurmountable that Obama is the worst president ever. And just to at least throw a bone to the so-called Dempublicans and the Republicans, in this case, they are both right. Bush and Obama are two of the worst presidents in history. So at least we can agree on that, right? And last but not least, another reason why I know that this is all part of the smoke and mirrors and part of the magic show is a report that I will attach below that showed that they could take a program that had exactly the same policies, and they could change some of the wording, and then told one group that the Democrats had written it, and told another group that the Republicans had written it. And of course, all the test groups had to do was hear the language geared towards them and know that it was supported by the party that they supported, and they were all for it. But all they did was change the wording and tell them that the other party supported it, and they were completely against it. So that's how it goes. So anyway, there's my little monologue on Obama bashing, and poking fun at these guys is good, harmless fun. But to overindulge and personalize and hate and cry and actually cause yourself psychic damage by hating Obama so much is not going to do you or anyone else any good. So that's just my opinion. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one. 2